Good evening, Monadnock region, and welcome back to another special morning guest video bonus episode of Go Mo Tonight, the region's only weekly local interest comedy podcast. I'm your host, Chris DiLoretto, and I'm here with my co-host,
Zoe Roten-Heinsman.
And joining us here today in the Space Lounge is Sarah Aborn. Welcome, Sarah. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, awesome. Well, and you can see Sarah's wonderful environment behind her, which I was saying is just the absolute perfect backdrop. That is not a fake backdrop, by the way. That is cool. And you know,
you've talked about Shakti on the podcast before, and what a nice space.
On this, yes, I have. Yeah, of course. Yeah, and that's what I was just going to say is those of you who are like, dedicated followers of, Go Mo Tonight, Go Monadnock, and especially Monadnock Underground should know of Sarah. If you don't already know her from just this local area where, she occupies, I think, a fairly prominent and important space. But we at Go Monadnock, our most recent release of our print publications is the UPLEVEL Self-Healing Workbook.
There we go.
Dark in here.
We'll screen it. Have a copy of this. And unlike our previous, I'm going to let Sarah talk about it, obviously, but just from a Monadnock Underground perspective, like most of our paperback releases have either been collections of stories, essays, and poems, or single author works and stuff. This is unique from us in the sense that it is an interactive workbook, and it's not simply a trade paperback. It is beautifully designed. We cannot take any credit for that design. Sarah did all of this herself, and it's just an absolutely beautiful piece of art that is going to work with you and carry you through all of your days, frankly. But Sarah, I'll let you talk about it.
No, you could keep going.
Yeah.
So I built this baby during the COVID era when we all went into lockdown, and I wasn't seeing clients in person anymore, and I was home with my son, and I just got to work on these images and videos, and I was really setting out to build an online course so I could funnel the work that I do into a different medium and platform. And I was having so much damn fun building these images that I just really spent a lot more time on the PDFs that I was including in the course, and just kept building it out and having fun with it and evolving it. And more was coming through the shape of it, and it came into this beautiful organization through the elements. And I just kept it just kept unfolding itself, really. I got to be the medium for it. And it's been really lovely to watch it do its thing and unfold, and how it's reaching people is incredibly moving for me. But because I had made all those videos for the course, we were able to include those. And I think that makes it a pretty comprehensive, multidimensional experience to be able to have these journaling prompts. And really, it is your own journey guided through the pages, and then also enhanced by the video tutorials.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's actual QR codes inside the workbook that will take you to hours of exclusive video content.
It's more than 4.5 hours. There's 19 videos.
I was busy. It was
busy.
Yeah.
And then, I just wanted to show we got the QR codes and the links on the pertinent pages.
Yeah, thanks for getting all tech like that, Zoe, with the QR codes. It's great.
Yeah, it's fun. It was fun. But it really does give it the feeling of a course, like that you can work through at your own pace. There's lots of journaling prompts and drawing prompts, and then these videos are like sprinkled throughout as support, where you can kind of touch back in with you as the guide. So that's cool.
Yeah, I really wanted to, especially with the EFT tapping, which is a big part of the first couple modules. So it's broken up into 5 modules: earth, water, fire, wind, space. And in the first couple modules, where we're really getting grounded and real practical, working with the neural wiring and helping to heal some of the outdated patterns that we're just running in our conditioning. The EFT is very useful in that, and it's very grounding to do the tapping on yourself. It really helps move the emotions, like the water element helps to bring fluidity and flexibility and movement. So that the EFT tapping really comes in handy in the beginning, and there's this 45-minute tutorial on how to do that, and then actually a follow-up one too. And then the rest of the videos are really guided meditations, leading you up to the goal of being able to sit in silent meditation by the space chapter / module. I really wanted to prepare everybody, first of all, like with the EFT and the breathing, to be able to sit with yourself and your thoughts and your sensations, because it can be incredibly uncomfortable, which is why a lot of people lean into the guided meditations. But there's so much potency and healing that can be done when you sit in silence and allow your experience. So the book is really kind of preparing you for that experience towards the end of playing around with silent meditation.
Yeah, and that's a great way to put it. And like from say like a general, like 30,000 foot view, like someone sees this and they say, you know what, I am curious about self healing, and I think that might be something for me, and this looks really beautiful, and I want to embark on this thing. Somebody like that, what would you tell them in terms of like what they should expect from this? Like what where would you be going if you pick up this book for the
I would
first
say strap yourself in. It's a dive. It's a deep, honest exploration of your core wounding and how that shows up in your body. It's very body centric, the whole thing is, which makes it, like I said, really a practical approach to healing the programming and the conditioning that we have come to run subconsciously every day. But it's in the body. The body actually is the subconscious mind made manifest. So you can affect so much rewiring of those programs through the body, through exploring how you hold your body, what your posture is like, what happens to your body when you're in a triggered situation. And so with all that said, the whole first and second, again, the earth and water is extremely rooted in cultivating self-acceptance. So you are noticing all these things about you. You're going in, you're diving in, you're looking at what's there, and you are practicing radical self-acceptance. You are strengthening the skill of self-love, because it can be really overwhelming to look at all that stuff and to like really drop out of your head and into your body to feel what has been going on there for decades. And a lot of people, it's painful and they choose not to drop in. But I think more and more people are realizing that you can't really get around it, that we can't just operate up here anymore. It's not working. We really need to get grounded, get connected within ourselves, with the planet, with each other. And the body is an amazing vehicle for that transition into deeper connection.
Yeah, it makes sense. It does. It's definitely the kind of thing where if you try to ignore it or put it off or run from it,
It screams at you.
yeah, you don't
It
try to get
becomes
out of it.
hella
Yeah.
distracting.
Yeah, exactly. There's no getting away from it, and yeah, and so
Culture and our media is so like body shaming, for that has been going on since before I was born, long before I was born. And just now that's shifting, I think, which is beautiful. I love to see Gen Z just like slashing the cultural norms. And so that non-judgmental approach is super threaded through the whole book. Like, we really need to get out of this shaming, judgment, perfectionist thing where we're like, oh, I'm broken, I'm busted. No, like, why and what is that story there, and can you hold that, and can you love that, and can you hold a container for it to protect you? Because the reason that we are in these shapes that we're in is because they have been our protection, they've been our bodyguard, they've been striving to get us our sense of safety and our sense of belonging and our sense of integrity or dignity, which are our three basic needs. And those show up in the way that we move through the world and the way that we stand and the way that we sit in our bodies. So there's a big section on that, like looking at how we show up in our depth, our width, and our length, but also having compassion for that, because these shapes have been doing their best to keep us alive.
yeah, right on, right on. And tell us a little bit about yourself and like your kind of your training background that led up to this book, and what you do at the studio, and et
Yeah, so
cetera.
this is actually my living room.
Oh, that's your living room.
Shakti
Okay.
is this beautiful.
I was thrown off by the plants
Oh,
in
I
the
know,
map.
it happens all the time. They have
Yeah,
a similar vibe.
yeah, right
Very
on. I'm not
jungly.
surprised.
Very fuzzy, very jungly. That's a yin mat right there. My precious invention that really complements all this work. More on that another time.
Oh, we can talk about
I
that today too, but
Yeah, I'm a recent inventor. And going back, I went to this amazing school in Northern California called Heartwood Institute in 97 and 98. And that really set off this whole field that I've been in, and creating sort of my own niche within. So I became a holistic health practitioner there. I got certified in a bunch of different modalities over the year and a half that I was there. And then since then, I've completed a couple 200-hour yoga teacher trainings. I run Shakti Healing Arts with 6 of my best friends. And I'm a single mom, which has probably taught me the most out of all of it. Given me some pretty badass experience trying to maneuver that.
absolutely.
That shows up in the book too. I would love to see this book landing in the hands of single moms in a big way, because that's really, like, I needed to learn how to heal myself. Like, I really didn't have a choice unless I wanted it to be a total shit show.
Right,
Didn't
right,
want.
right. Yeah, the stakes get high, right?
Yeah,
And
I didn't have time, nor could I afford like all the therapy that I probably could have used. And luckily I had this background, so I could really draw from it and find what works and what was most efficient and get on it. And the EFT, like I said, was a really huge, and the meditation were just totally invaluable to the healing process for me.
yeah, and I think that that's a really good point, especially for anyone who's thinking about buying the book, because therapy is expensive, and even a lot of what I don't even like to use this term, but alternative healing classes stuff. I don't think that they should be alternative. You know what I mean? That
Holistic.
yeah,
Yeah,
right. Holistic. Thank you. You know, can come at kind of a high cost that maybe isn't accessible to everyone or at any
yeah,
given stage in
totally.
your life. And I think that I'm really glad you said that, because having a book like this, it's a way in. It's
Yeah,
a way in, and it's a way that you can self direct yourself in a much more affordable way,
Yeah.
because you shouldn't be denied those things. Like you said, like you know that you need them, or things are going to devolve into a complete shit show, right?
Yeah.
And regardless of your economic or social or parental status, you kind of need that. And I really think that this workbook enables people, empowers people in those situations to have access to these things.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah. That was
Yeah, it's
cool.
awesome. It's awesome. And so, but even though we're not there, I swear to everyone in the audience, it looks like this when you're in there, and it has a very palpable vibe that, as Zoe referenced, I've talked about before. But tell us a little bit about what goes on at Shakti. It's right in downtown Peterborough in Depot Square, so
Yeah.
many people I'm sure have seen it. But if you are not aware, let's hear, because it's a cool space.
Yeah, so I see clients that I do this work with, the stuff that's in the book, massage, and sometimes yoga, private yoga. And actually, I share a room with an amazing goddess massage therapist, Katie McLaughlin. She's fantastic. Right next door is another goddess, Liliana, another massage therapist who works with women, and she does Arvigo massage, a Mayan abdominal massage work, and she is just so brilliant. Nadine, who is our APRN in the house, and absolute dream to share the space with. She's so wise and so connected and so loving, and a total queen. So she also helps people, she coaches people around the medical use of cannabis and helps people acquire that need it for their healing journey. And we've got Sarah Sim in the room next to them. She does intentional interior design, so she helps your space heal, and
Cool.
helps you align your space with your intentions and the elements.
That's pretty sweet. I've been thinking about that a little bit lately.
What's that?
I said I've been thinking about that a little bit lately.
Yeah, so she's got a thriving practice. Next to her is Deb Mills, and she does biofield tuning, which is so powerful with the tuning forks.
Oh yeah.
And I love that she works with your chakras, but also your Earth Star chakra, which is actually 10 inches ish below your feet, connects you into the earth. This is one that they don't talk about in yoga, and also they don't really talk about it too much in yoga.
One up here.
Sun Star, yeah, and that's like
Yeah.
your direct connection with oneness and source, and
Yeah.
where we're all coming from.
It's there.
It's there,
Right.
and she tunes them and gets you aligned. And Grace Aldrich, just my beautiful sister, is in the far room. She's doing amazing, powerful anti-racism work with the community, helping people learn how to talk to kids about racism and violence, and working directly with kids. And she has a podcast, and it's a powerful group of women.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't know that there were so many of you.
Yeah,
I know,
there's
I
a lot
didn't
of us.
either.
I was going to say, I could also mention Nancy, who is the artist. She has her art in the room, in the waiting room there, that everybody asks about. It's just sublime. And Jen Duffy is in the corner, and we sadly don't see her very often, but she's another amazing mama. She's an author.
Nice. Wow.
Wow.
That's really cool.
Super
And
cool.
so everyone has an opportunity. So this we'll put this online tomorrow, so it will be tonight. Tonight, if you're watching this, everyone has the opportunity to come and see and experience this wonderful place along with all of us. Tell us a little bit about what's going to happen at the UPLEVEL release party tonight.
I'm pretty excited about this. It's going to be very groovy. We're going to have element-themed relaxation zones. So in my massage studio, it'll be the earth room. There's lots of plants, if you can imagine it. And we'll have a yin mat, which are these fuzzy, very soft, beautiful things you lay on. And I'll have a biomat also, which is an amethyst crystal heated mat that throws off negative ions in far infrared. There'll be 3 of those biomats atop the yin mats in different rooms themed for different elements. So you could just like tour the different vibes and lay down. We'll have a book in each room. You can check it out. You can get a book, you can get it signed, you can have some wine, you can have some snacks, you can have some tea or kombucha. We may or may not do a group meditation. We'll see how it goes. And, yeah, I want us to just have a really delicious, relaxed, connected time with each other in this tight, amazing community that we get to live in.
It's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, and and if you can't hear it in all of this description, it is very much a community surrounding this space and this kind of healing work and everything. And I think it is very fitting that it is taking place right in the heart of downtown.
Yeah, it's really like right in the heart. It's literally right there in the middle. It's a great portal that we found.
Yeah, it's really
overlooking the confluence.
What's that?
Overlooking the confluence.
Yeah. And it's tonight's event is it's part of First Friday for the month of September in Peterborough.
So all the Depot Square, or most of them, shops will be open.
Yeah, so the place will be lit the whole area, so you can.
There'll be live music too.
Yes.
Judy told me she'd be singing out there, so we'll have the windows open and enjoy some really good music.
Yeah, so please come out. We'll be there, and we'll be soaking up the vibes and enjoying the mats, which I actually haven't. Zoe has felt the mat. I have not experienced the yin mat in person, and that is Sarah's invention. So if you would like to see really a brand new innovation in these types of mats, which you can see behind Sarah.
Perfect for yin yoga, restorative yoga, and yoga nidra, and just basic general decompressing and stretching out and getting into your body and out of your head and laying down and being embraced in a soft, warm hug.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so come on out and try a mat. Peruse the book, try out some things, ask Sarah questions. Sarah will sign the book. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. So we hope to see many of you there.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us, Sarah. And if you want a copy of the book, of course, we put the link in the show notes if you can't make it tonight. But tonight we will have plenty of copies on hand and, happy to distribute those. But so thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you tonight.
Awesome. Thanks a lot. That was fun.
You're welcome.
Thank you.